Now it's time for Sportsman's Outdoors with Larry Moffit and Joe Falco.
Larry Moffit from 99.7 KY, my buddy Joe Falco from Sportsman's Outfitter in Marine and Lee Summit, and our good friend Ryan Walker. We're back down here on the White River, and the White is alive again, isn't it?
It is wonderful, yeah, Larry. It's great.
Did you say that there'd been a bad rap on it last couple of years? Or?
I think a lot of people had thought that maybe some of the big fish were gone and some of the numbers of fish were gone, but
we know better.
Yeah, it's great.
You know better. You know better.
The fishing was so good last time that we decided to come back, and this morning Joe didn't have such a great night, but he woke up this morning. Tell him what happened.
You know, I've been looking for one of these all my life, and I promise you I have been. When I was a boy in Boy Scouts, I would always go out looking for these. I never found one in 50 years, and I found one this morning. I think my luck is changing.
It's the perfect arrowhead.
It is perfect. I can't believe I found it.
You tripped over it.
Well, I was...
You weren't even looking for it.
I had a rough night, Larry. I was down on the ground this morning rolling around, and it kind of poked me, and I found it. You know, that's the key.
Well, sleep inside next time.
Well, Ryan, last time we had such a great trip. Now, this time we're going to be doing quite a bit the same thing, but we're going to bring some new equipment. Last time we used...
last time everybody was outfitted with Fly Logic rods, and we're going to be outfitted with Fly Logic rods again. This is our Optimum Plus series rod. It's a 3-piece rod. You're going to be fishing a 9'5" weight, and I'm fishing an 8.5 foot for 4. And we've got a high water situation today. Actually have about a foot more water than we had last time. So it's going to be big brown and down, which is the saying of the day. We're going to have to get the flies down and get them to the fish. And I don't think they're going to drop the water because of all the water we've got in the lake, so we're just going to have to deal with it.
And that's what we've been using and doing quite well with.
But not as well as this.
Yeah, but Larry's been the one that's kind of on fire. What do you got him equipped with here?
Larry has one of the Okuma connoisseur rods and an Okuma granite reel, and it's an ultralight rod, 6-foot rod, and he did real well with it last time.
I'll tell you what, it's a fish catching machine. Plus, when I get back home, I can use it for crappie.
Oh, it's going to be dynamite for crappie. It's just going to be unbelievable. I'll tell you then, we're gonna hit it hard today. We're gonna see if we can do as well as last time. You tore me up last time.
Fish on, fish on, fish on!
Man, oh man.
We'll make the bet.
The bet. We gotta always have the bet, don't we?
Sure we do.
Well, we gotta stop on the way home. We know it's a long drive, so dinner tonight.
You got it.
You got it?
Ain't gone since I rode through his day.
Maybe off the break of this other island.
I've seen trouble all my days. I've bid farewell to old Kentucky, the place where
Had a hit.
I was born and raised. The place where he was born and raised.
Fish on, fish on.
Come on, lucky arrowhead. Put a fish on the end here.
Did you try on the other side yet?
Not yet. I had 2 hits right there on that side.
I'll throw one over here real quick, see what happens.
Larry Moffit and Joe Falco will be right back. We now return to Sportsman's Outdoors with Larry Moffit and Joe Falco.
I've had 2 fish on over here, and I haven't brought either one of them in. I don't mean on, but hit me. One of them, I've had it flash on me twice, where the fish came up and flashed on me twice. Now let's get the hits. There's a little pocket out there, and of course they're not going to bite it too much more if I don't catch them. You only get about 2 or 3 shots at them. I don't know if it's a different fish or the same fish. Fish on, there he goes. I knew I'd get him. You just gotta be persistent, Moffit.
You got a fish on?
Oh yeah, this guy hit me 3 times.
Huh?
This guy hit me 3 times.
Fish on.
Yeah, let's see if I can get him up. They can be pretty tricky. Not a real big one, but he's
It's all
a
right,
fish.
it's fish. That's what we've been doing wrong. We haven't been betting.
Yeah. We'll get the bet on. Boy, he didn't want to come in. He don't want to come in. I tell you what, Larry, pound for pound, you can't beat these rascals.
No, they fight
You
like
can't.
crazy.
I mean, this fish is probably not any bigger than a medium-sized bass, but boy, do they don't want to come in. I think the cold water just keeps them fighting.
Well, and the current too.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's not a bad fish, not as bad as I thought.
That's good fish.
Yeah, it's a real good fish. You know, what is this, a brown now? This is a brown, I guess, Larry. Larry, this is a brown. This is a nice brown, as a matter of
Good.
fact.
It's not a sucker, is it?
No, it's a brown. Hell of a brown.
Good job, Joe.
Let me hold him right. Hey, come here, Larry. I don't want to hurt this guy. He's a pretty good-sized brown. I want to get him back in the water.
All right.
Hurry up.
The fishing gods are smiling on you.
Yeah, the fishing gods are taking care of me.
Here.
That arrowhead, I'm going to lay my rod down in the water because I
That is
don't
a nice.
care.
That is a nice
Yeah.
brown.
Yeah. Hurry up and get him out of there. I'm holding my rod down in the water. I don't care about the rod. The fish is more important. There, we got him out.
That's a great fish.
Can you get my rod off of me there?
Yeah. That's a beautiful
That's a hell of a
fish.
brown, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a beauty.
I don't know how big it is, but the camera will tell us later on.
Oh,
We
yeah.
know he's a heck of a lot bigger than a foot. I'd say 16, 17 inches. Go back and grow up, baby. All right.
Good fish. Way to go.
I like this.
Good
This
job.
is what it's all about.
Another one of those good rainbows. Beautiful fish. Take that little fox squirrel and then fry it up. Pretty little
It's a
fish.
nice fish. Well, that was another nice rainbow you caught, and you know I've been catching a few today, and
Yeah, you've been doing well.
well, I'm actually ahead of Larry a little bit.
It's the
but-
arrowhead.
Yeah, it must have been the arrowhead, exactly. Tell us about the equipment we're using today. I know it was donated, and we really appreciate it. So tell us about it a little bit.
No problem. The spinning rod you're using is an Okuma connoisseur, and Okuma is a name that is really coming up in the ranks of spinning gear. And it's a 6-foot ultralight, real light action rod, can handle from 1 to 6 pound test. You've got a granite reel, which is a 7-ball bearing spinning reel, real nice drag, graphite body reel, and they're great. I think you've been impressed with them.
Yeah, and our buddy Gary got us fixed up. Today we're fishing in a trophy only area, so he took the barb off my hook and took it down from a treble to a single hook. So he's got us all fished up. Simple lure.
Yeah.
Simple lure, but
Yeah,
the
real
rod will
simple.
perform so great. It just hey,
Right.
it sets fish for you.
Yep.
Okay, and you're fishing with, and which I was fishing with yesterday also.
This is a FlyLogic rod. This is our FLO series, FLO Plus. It's the FlyLogic Optimum Plus series rod. This is our top of the line rod. It's a 3-piece rod. It happens to be an 8.5 foot for 4, and the one you were fishing yesterday is a 9 foot for 5 3-piece, same model rod. FlyLogic's a new company, or not new, they've been around about 4 years, so they're a young company, and I've been real impressed. I've been repping them for, 6 months now, and
Now, is there any place locally they can pick these up, or how are we going to hook the people up locally in
Bass
Kansas
Pro,
City?
Bass Pro Shops,
Great.
yeah.
Okay,
Bass Pro
great.
Shops is the FlyLogic dealer down up there.
That's easy enough to get to, and they can
Right.
order Bass Pro even through Sportsman's. I don't know if you
Exactly.
realize that. They can order all that through Sportsman's.
Great.
Don't have to pay any shipping or handling, and we can just order it right on in.
Till me a little bit, Gary, about you know, what's been going on. Earlier this morning you mentioned that we're in between seasons, in between the winter and the spring. Different techniques needed then, or?
Yeah, well, just different ways you fish. You know, water levels affected a lot, and the cold water patterns, the shad coming through the dam like that, and then we're going into a little bit warmer weather, and crawfish patterns are starting to come out. So you got to kind of work for what you get, but once you get on them, once you find what they're taking, you can catch quite a few fish.
Tell me a story about that neat old bridge we floated under down there.
Well, that's the old, it's a national historical marker. It's the old arch bridge that crossed the White River there at Cotter, built in 1933 and took place of the old ferry that was here. And they're just going in and renovating it, redoing it. It's going to be about a 2-year project. Spend about $6 million on it.
That's a neat old bridge.
It's really neat. Yeah, it's got a lot of character.
Now, how far are we right here on the river from your place at Rim Shoals?
We're about 3 miles.
Oh, the trip's almost over.
I'm telling you, we're about there.
Oh man,
mission's about accomplished.
It has been a fantastic day, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you've done real good. You've caught some nice fish.
No browns yet, though.
No browns yet.
Just rainbow, but man, I tell you what, they sure are pretty fish, and they're fighters.
Yeah, they're good fighters. They're good and healthy.
This is only about the 3rd or 4th time I've been trout fishing, you know, and you forget how strong a fish they are.
Yeah, they're in good shape. You know, like I say, we've got good water conditions, and they get fat and sassy in water like this.
They sure do.
Yeah, we've got lots of fish.
God, this current is so strong over here. They've got more generators on. Look at this rod tip. That's just from the current. Got a fish on. Closing the gap. You know, the last time we come down here, Joe was using that sissy fly rod, and I just absolutely whooped him. Now today he's got a spinning rod, and not a very big fish, but a fish is a fish.
A fish is a fish, man.
3-2, closing the gap, and not bad, little rainbow.
Larry Moffit and Joe Falco will be right back. We now return to Sportsman's Outdoors with Larry Moffit and Joe Falco.
We're with our good buddy Gary Flippin, and it's been a fun time. And I tell you what, these accommodations are just spectacular. We wanted to get everybody a chance to look in and out of the lodge here that you put us up in. It's a fantastic place, Gary.
I'm glad you really enjoyed it, and it's been really nice having you, and I'm glad you caught a lot of fish.
Yeah, we were doing well, and we still got a lot left to go. I know there's more out there for us to catch. You mentioned earlier that you've been down here for a long time, you and your family. About how long?
Well, the family's been on this river for over 100 years, and but I've been here 50 years. So
You're not 100 years old? No. Good.
Hey, he's got all his hair.
Yeah, I know. Here's the age.
So yeah, we've been on the river a long time, and the river's in really good shape. It's fishing as good as it did 30, 40 years ago.
You know, the other neat thing too about your lodge being here is the fact that we're in the trophy zone. The catch and release trophy zone, it just really is about
Right there.
2 miles up and 2 miles down, and you're right dead smack dab in the middle of it all.
Yeah, we kind of got the best of both worlds here. You can catch and release trophy trout, or you can go just out of it and catch a mess of fish and cook them up.
We're going to flash the number up on the screen for Rim Shoals so you guys can get a hold of Gary and Paula. They're great people, and they've taken fine care of us, and it's a spectacular place to bring your family or your fishing buddies year-round.
Larry, and you might also mention that if you do guide services, you have the boats, you have the cabins. If you need it, you've got it. Just give you guys a call and you'll hook them up. You can even get extra guides if they like to fly fish, spin cast. It just doesn't matter, does it?
No, it doesn't matter. We put out multiple boat trips, and we've got canoes.
You've even got the tackle.
Yeah.
Tackle shop.
Families can come down here.
You can get your license and trout snap. You really just need to bring your personal stuff and come on down and move in.
Have a great time, and the price is right. Get him in, man. That's a nice fish. Huh? Oh, that is a good one. That's better than the one I had on for sure. Oh, man, nice fish. Why do the guides always catch the bigger fish? What's the deal? Oh, man, nice fish.
It's a great example of a White River rainbow.
Man, that thing is beautiful.
Got another fish on, Joe. This feels like a pretty good one. Oh, look at him jumping.
Man, oh man, he is out of the water.
Good fish. Good fish. Real good fish.
Dang it, you're starting to close this gap here, bud. That's a good fish.
Yeah,
Nice. It's a
that is
rainbow. I can see it out in the water.
That is a good fish there.
Yeah.
Here he comes. Oh, he's fighting too.
Well, he's a fighter, isn't he? Oh, that's a great fish.
He is fighting.
Wow, that's a good fish, Larry.
Not bad.
Look at him.
Not bad. Good fish. Good fish. There are so many.
They like
so many fish in here.
these fish are so pretty.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna let him go because he's wanting to go.
Look at
You
him.
gotta try to handle them, keep them down in the water as much as you can. They're fragile fish.
Yeah, they are.
Beautiful fish.
Beauty.
Say goodbye.
Beauty.
Good
All right.
job. Way to go.
Yeah. Now we're going, baby. Now we're
on.
going.
Water, they generate this water out of these dams. It cuts the dirt banks as it comes down. It washes the edges of the bank, and all of it catches in these piles like this. They're called drifts, high water drifts, and the water actually gets up this high. And so you go into these drifts and you can just pick up a handful of these, what we call drift worms, and they're different than a night crawler or a red worm. And that's what these fish like. It's their natural food form, one of their natural food sources. And that's what Ryan and Joe are imitating with their fly rods, with their flies. They're imitating what we call a sandworm worm, but here we just call them just a river drift worm. But these drifts like that, sometimes you just get double handfuls of them.
Yeah, that looks just identical with the, watch the film. There we go. We're mimicking food that has absolutely or very little capability of its own movement in the water, just more undulation. So what I'm trying to get you to do is to drift that at the same speed as this foam.
Fish on, fish on. Gary switched baits for me. I got on a little, I guess you'd call it a little rainbow crankbait minnow. And first cast, man, he nailed it. Well, Gary, I tell you what, it was a fantastic trip as usual. Your accommodations were superb. Your guiding was fantastic. And if you guys want to get a hold of Gary or Paula Flippin down here at Rim Shoals, see the number on the screen there. You give them a call. I promise you they will take real good care of you.
And if you have any luck at all, they'll even hook you up with your own authentic arrowhead.
You are a lucky dog.
That's a good one. You'll find a lot of those up and down the river. We had lots of Indians around here.
So come on down for some great fishing and just some great fun.